Hi, here's my 3-minute lecture as requested. I have provided an audience who also taught me how to use my computer 3 times. Alright, I'm going to start the timer and here we go. Alright, so I'm going to just do a little lesson on lists and dictionaries and talk about the kind of the different use cases and about when you might want to choose one over the other. So we'll start with lists. That's probably something most people are more familiar with. It's a good generic data container. It's something that physical scientists use a lot, and it's one of the things it's really good for is when data is indexed by order. So, for example, if you have a series of weather, of temperature measurements, and they're taken in a certain order. First it was 70 degrees, then 65, then 63, 62, and that order is very important. A list is a good container for that because of things are indexed by positions. So when you use a list, I'm just going to put an O for order here, order is preserved. Now let's contrast that with a dictionary. Dictionaries are different in that dictionaries are indexed by labels. So, for example, if instead of caring about the order that the results were taken, you care what day they were taken. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the corresponding temperatures, you would use a dictionary. So, but it doesn't. Dictionaries don't preserve order. It has no concept of when all those things were entered, just the labels. So dictionaries do not preserve order, but they do preserve labels. So lists don't have labels, they just have indexes by numbers, but dictionaries do have labels, but not indexed by order. So the thing to think about, though, is that when you'd want to use one or the other really depends sometimes a lot on how you're going to use this data. For example, if the order of these observations are what you really care about, use the list. But you could also use a dictionary. They're not necessarily mutually exclusive. You need to think about your data and how you're going to use it, and you know what your code is going to be doing. One thing I've noticed in working with this stuff for a while is that oftentimes people will use lists as two lists to kind of get around using a dictionary. Like one list will be all the data values, and the other list will be all the labels, and they'll kind of correspond the first entry, the second entry in both. That's one way to do things, but that kind of sidesteps using a dictionary, and there's sometimes when a dictionary might be more appropriate. You can also there's much more complicated use cases you could get here. You could have lists of lists, dictionaries of dictionaries, lists of dictionaries, dictionaries of lists, vice versa. So there's all kinds of ways you can combine this, but the key takeaway is that lists preserve order without labels, and dictionaries throw away order but give you labels. And that's exactly 3 minutes, so thank you.